says we are live.
Hello.
Welcome to Casual AF, the gaming stream so casual that not only will I play a game with mods and outright cheats, but sometimes I don't even bother to start up the fucking game.
I think tonight's going to be one of those nights, right?
It has been already, yes.
Yeah.
I'm here with co-host Craig Bragg.
Good
How
evening,
are
Mel.
you, sir?
I'm well, thank you. How are you? Let me guess. You're living the dream.
You know it, sir. You know it.
That's great. Yeah. No, I went to the border today. Picked up some mail. I've got a U.S. shipping address, so I can get stuff shipped in continental U.S. for free
You
rather than pay
sneaky terrorist.
$75 to have it shipped to Canada. So we went down there, picked up some mail, and went and had picked up some lunch, and then came back. It's been a pretty lazy day, but I'm on vacation for a week. That's why I'm very relaxed. So I'll be going to BC on Monday morning, and I'll be there for a week.
I would just like to address these nerds in the fucking comments.
I'm hungry. Hi, hungry.
Hi, hungry. Yeah, you.
I make a sandwich, then I'll be CMAC again. How was your week, Costin? No, CMAC, you make me a sandwich. A sexist would say.
Yeah, you know what though? That gal would make sandwiches for everyone.
She probably would.
She's not even
pretty
mad.
cool. She's pretty cool. Anyway.
Oh. So yeah, there was a bit of confusion. I wasn't sure there was a show tonight. Ended up
Yeah, Irving thought I was out of here already, but
yeah.
then he
And
saw my video. He's like, "Holy shit, he's still in town!" So,
I
I
was
have a new video up, folks. If you haven't seen it, it's on my channel. Go take a look.
it's real good.
Is it? It's only like
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah, no, and it's great. Clear,
Thanks.
concise. That's the way to do it. Uh,
Thanks.
I couldn't get my what do you call it? My thumbnail the way I wanted it. I didn't have time
It's
because I
pretty
was,
cool. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was pretty cool when I saw it.
it came out decent, but it wasn't what I wanted it to display. Because I just found this great image and I wanted to share it with everyone. And yeah, I'm not good at Photoshop and the time constraints and all that.
It looks good
So
to me. I don't know what Questo Buffone means, but
I will
it sounds
show you.
Italian. Is that Italian? Questo Buffone.
It is, yeah.
Is that what a buffoon?
This was the image I was trying to use. I couldn't do it. Yeah,
That's awesome, man. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Questo Buffone is literally this buffoon, right?
Oh, this buffoon. Okay.
Yeah, he had a chat with the premier of Italy, Giorgia Meloni, and the headlines in the newspapers in Italy read, "This buffoon is trying to teach us lessons."
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because he gave a talking to what's her name,
Giorgia Meloni.
Georgia Maloney,
Yeah,
who I think is awesome. By the way, she's my
yeah.
favorite. Hey, thanks, CMAC. I'm looking good apparently. Thanks, CMAC. I appreciate
See, I told you. I told you. The hair,
the
secret.
hair, the bed head, because I haven't showered yet today. It's okay. Looks all right, I guess. Yeah. So in terms of goods that I'm smuggling, I picked up an RPG book called The Cipher System. It's by Monty Cook Games. I picked up a T-shirt I ordered from the Y Files. It's a T-shirt of Hecklefish. If you ever watch the Y Files YouTube channel, there's the guy who presents. He's got like a little animated goldfish. It looks like a real goldfish, but it's got the little, fake mouth going. And on top of the goldfish bowl is a tinfoil hat. So this is a shirt with Hecklefish with a tinfoil hat on. So I ordered it because I like to support channels that I really like, and so I picked that up. And then I picked something up which I think is probably a waste of money, but I figured it's only $15 on AliExpress, so I may as well try it. I picked up those electromagnetic synapse pads you put on your gut and your arms,
Oh yeah,
and it makes your muscles twitch.
yeah.
So
Like so, they do
They
something.
work, but they don't replace a workout.
Ex Yes, they're more like, what's the word? Like a peripheral,
Yeah.
an accessory
Yeah.
to working out.
I saw them before and I was like, and I know like apparently Bruce Lee used them a lot. I have no
Yeah.
idea. But I'm like, I sit on my ass for 8 hours a day and I don't mind getting up every hour to go and take a bunch of steps. But I'm like, the time that I'm not doing those steps, I wouldn't mind having these things going off and trying to exercise my abs, to
Have
exercise
you
my
used
arms
it
a little
yet?
bit. What's that? No,
Have
I
you
just
used
got it today. I haven't used it yet.
Start with the absolute lowest setting.
Yeah.
Yes. I've tried them before. Somebody put one on me, like, they were like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, you look fairly fit." This was when I was 20 odd. "Yeah, yeah, no, I do karate and I like running, jumping, push-ups, fight. That's my
Yeah. Yeah.
life."
Yeah.
"Okay, yeah, sure, let's put this on, let's go medium." Oh, what the fuck is
Well, when
that?
you're not used to it, right? Yeah, when you're not used to it. CMAC is trying to quit smoking. It's been a rough couple of days. I might kill someone. I'm down to 4 days, 4 days per pack. The
A
31st
human
is my
life
quit
is
date.
worth you quitting smoking. I'm just gonna say it.
What's that?
A human life is worth you quitting smoking.
There
You
you go.
do it if you have to.
Yeah. You can always just vape. It's delicious. It tastes way better than cigarettes. It doesn't make your breath stink or stain your skin, and you still get your nicotine. So, and
Also, hello
nicotine is
to
not a
Adrian.
bad thing. Nicotine is a nootropic. It's actually a stimulant that helps your brain function. So don't shit on nicotine. It's all the other shit that's in cigarettes
Yeah,
that's bad for you.
very true. Memory stimulant, nicotine is a base drug for research into Alzheimer's medications and
And not
dementia.
only that, it's in
Yeah,
tons of food. Like it's in potatoes, it's in tomatoes, it's in all like a lot of
tobacco.
different vegetables. Tobacco. It's in a lot of different vegetables. You'll find nicotine in a lot of different vegetables.
And hello, Ajax. I do see you there.
Hey, Ajax.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
By
C-Mac,
the way, two of our hosts are evil.
only two?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed, but we can save them. C-Mac the quitter.
He noticed, did he?
Yeah, she noticed.
He noticed the wrong thing. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Um, okay, so we have a show to do.
yeah.
Let's do a show. One thing we've been doing recently on both channels is old man fitness.
Yeah.
How's your week at the gym been, sir?
It's been good. I haven't gone as much as I should have, but it's because we've got this trip coming up, and so I've been busy doing other things. Oh, went and saw Jimmy Carr last night. I would have gone to the gym, but I went and saw Jimmy Carr last night in Kitchener. Really good show. He's quite
Yeah,
fun.
he's one
Um,
of the few that still does the completely irreverent, politically incorrect stuff
oh yeah,
boldly,
yeah, and
unashamedly. I'm so proud.
he's like Henny Youngman with the one-liners, man. It's fucking hilarious, and they're like really really rough one-liners, like really
And like
nasty shit.
combining that irreverence with the British dry wit, I think is like the perfect kind of comedy for me.
Yeah.
It's just magic. He's just magic.
Yeah, he's great. But no, my workout was good this week. Like I said, I didn't go as much as I really wanted to. I've committed to using the gym at the resort in Whistler and then at the hotel in BC this week. So
Yeah.
I'll stop by. I've been getting my steps every day, which is great. In excess of. So yesterday or Thursday, I went to the gym. The wife was out with the car, and she was at her parents' place right around the time of my training session. I'm like, well, you know what? You go ahead. I can't come to dinner. I'll walk. And for the record, okay, it's a good long walk. It's probably about um, it's probably about 8 kilometers. I walked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I walked
For
from,
you
well, maybe
Americans,
not eight
that's about
kilometers.
3.5 miles.
It's at least, yeah, it's several miles. I walked from my street all the way over to, if you people are familiar with Burlington. So my street is near Guelph line. I walked to Appleby line, which is two interchanges away.
Bro, I drive that. That's not pleasant.
Yeah. So
That's a
so
ways.
So it was a good walk, and then I come in, and because I told Chevy, I'm like, "Yeah, I won't have the car on Thursday when I come, so I'll be walking." He's like, "Really? How far of it?" I'm like, "It's about an hour long walk." It was 55 minutes time by Google, by in steps, like in walking. I did it in 45 minutes, and he goes, "Okay, we're gonna do leg day." So we did fucking all leg exercises up,
Perfect.
and I was like, "Oh my god." He's like, "I was gonna do leg day, but you just walk that big." I'm like, "Oh, we can do leg day." I wasn't thinking much of it, right? I think walking's walking, leg exercises are something different. But by the time I was done, my god, it hurt to
Yeah.
like just
Good.
stand up from a sit and like sit down. It was like, oh my god, my fucking legs.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but it was good. Good workout. Yeah.
So, I do a labor intensive job, right?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And do you think that in my labor intensive job where I get anywhere from 16,000 to 27,000, set a new record this week,
Wow.
27,000 steps in a day, along with lifting and lowering, pushing and pulling. Do you think I hurt myself at that job, Craig?
I imagine every once in a while you might twist something.
You know what? Never.
No, eh?
Never hurt myself at that
You
job.
wear one of those back belts, those
Nope.
back braces? No?
Nope. I just keep my back straight, abs engaged, and do my darndest to not hurt myself while completing the task. And I don't hurt myself. At the gym, progressive overload, moving more weight every set, more weight almost every 7 to 10 days, right? Not necessarily every session, but 3 times a month, I'm pushing more weight than I was 7 to 10 days earlier. Do you think I
Right.
hurt myself there, Craig?
I'm gonna guess you probably did.
I did not.
Oh, good.
I don't I'm fucking invincible in the gym. Where the fuck do you think I hurt myself, Craig?
Uh,
To the point that I could not go to the gym at all this week.
your
You
butt.
wanna know how I fucking hurt myself?
Oh,
Taking a goddamn nap. I
lying the wrong way. Yeah, isn't
I
that the
I
way? Huh?
I got my overtime on the holiday Monday, and
See, Jesus, I'm masturbating.
that was only one time a long time ago. But no, ta taking a fucking nap. Monday got my overtime. The gym was closed. I was like, "You know what? It's been a long week, been a long weekend. I worked the holiday. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have a little nap on the couch." Instead of an hour, hour and a half, I slept for 5 hours in the
Oh my
wrong
gosh.
position and woke up because of the pain.
You know what's funny? I've noticed this because prior to starting this health thing, I had a very sedentary lifestyle. Right, I
Yeah,
barely moved. Like apart from taking the dog for a walk, I hardly ever moved. I sat on the couch. I sat in my chair at work. Yada yada yada. Um, what I've noticed is now the longer I sit, the more pain I'm in when I get up. It's like
mm,
my body's saying, "Keep moving, idiot." And and if I go a day without working out, like first off, my mood, I turn into an asshole. If I'm expecting myself to go to the gym one day and I don't go, the next day I feel like an asshole and I'm really grumpy. It's like
yeah,
I'm going through withdrawal. And then if I sit on the couch or lie on the couch and then I get up, I'm like, oh God, what's wrong with my legs? Like, why are my knees hurting? Like, I'm just getting up out of the couch. And it's because I've been sitting too long. So, yeah,
yeah,
that's why I really appreciate this. Every hour it says, hey, idiot, get up,
move
walk
more. Yeah,
250 steps. So, yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Bear with me. I got to get this. I put this blanket on here
sure.
and now it's making me really, really warm. So I'm taking it off here.
Yeah, and, to Craig's point, though, I started hitting the gym again to uh, prevent injury, right? That,
Yeah.
when you have a physical job, sometimes you've got to twist and turn and lift in a very inconvenient way that your body's not supposed to do, but you don't have any choice. Work's got to get done.
Yeah.
So the only way to prevent injury is to make yourself stronger in proper form, right? So I started going to the gym to do that, and I literally got addicted to it. Started liking it again. I remembered being young and active and was like, this is great, actually. Like, I feel better about it. I feel I'm accomplishing something. I feel strong.
Yeah.
right?
Agreed.
And yeah, like, and so instead of 3 days a week, 30 minutes, I'm actually been going almost 5 days, 4 to 5 days a week for an hour,
Yeah.
right?
I'm the
Maybe a
same.
little
I've
more
been,
sometimes.
I've been, I because I'm paying through the nose for it. So I joined a gym that's not cheap,
Mm.
right? It's $100 a month to be a part of this gym, which is expensive. And then I have a trainer on top of that. I pay the trainer in excess of $600 a month for 2 sessions a week each month, or 2 sessions a week for 4 weeks. So 8 sessions a month, right? More money than brains, they say, Irving.
More money than brains.
Anyway, so I'm going to get my fucking money's worth. Anyway, I'm going at least 5 days a week, and I'm staying for at least an hour. Now, am I getting a solid workout in that hour? I like to think I am. I walk out of there sweating, and I walk out of there tired, but I'm tired for 30 seconds, and then I feel like, oh, that feels good. I feel good now, especially when I walk out in
Yeah.
the cool air. I'm like, oh, I feel so good now, And then my mood is better. My mood is immediately better. Yeah, no, I love it. As far as an addiction, it's a pretty good one. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
it absolutely is. And because you're not addicted to some outside thing, like, say, cigarettes, right? Uh, you're addicted to your own capability.
Yeah,
And all you want to do is engage yourself more, right?
yeah.
Being addicted to yourself is probably the best thing you could be.
Well, it makes you feel like, and I don't like using the term pride because I don't like gay people. No, I'm just joking. I don't like using the term pride because to me, pride is a sin. So I quit it. I feel satisfied that I'm doing something positive.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I'm not proud that I'm getting into shape. I feel satisfied and what's the word? At peace with myself that I'm actually doing something that's good. Because I've talked about this before. When you're doing something wrong and you've got that niggling little feeling in the back of your head where you're
mhm,
like, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing. Why am I doing this? I know this is bad, but I'm doing it anyway, and I'm stupid, and I
yes,
shouldn't do it. When you know you're doing something right, then you're feeling good about it. Like that feeling, like it's not subconscious anymore. It's like in your head, it's conscious. You like, yes, this is what you're supposed to be doing. It's like the
yeah,
little angel and the devil on your shoulder. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, for me in a with a labor intensive job, I can see the results basically immediately,
Yeah,
right? That I start doing leg day, and now my legs don't hurt in the middle of the day doing the job where I have
right.
to bend and squat and
Yeah,
deadlift,
yeah,
lift and lower, right? So it's like, oh shit, I'm actually better at the job. I've made myself more useful.
yeah,
And that is one of the most satisfying things to me, right? When somebody says, "Hey, can you help me with this?" The answer is always yes.
yeah,
Like I can because I'm strong and I'm capable. So, can I take care of myself? Can I take care of the people around me? You
yeah.
fucking betcha because I go to the goddamn gym.
There you go.
Right? Like it's so weird. It's got its direct feeling that like you enjoy doing it after a certain point. Obviously, the first few will suck, right? And even during it might suck a little bit. But yeah, it's like the results of it are, oh, I'm actually seeing myself stronger and
Yeah,
more capable than I was a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
yeah,
It's trackable.
yeah.
And yeah,
You know how you're asking how much I can bench? Like very early on, you say, "So, do you know how much you can bench, or how much did you bench?" And I'm
yeah,
like, "I don't know because I wasn't paying attention to the plates or whatever." Right.
sure.
So he had me going on the bench press, and so what I was benching when I first started benching on the actual free weights, he had me doing a 45 pound with two 10 pounds on either side. So was it 65 pounds?
Sure.
10 reps of that, 3 sets of 10. Then he moved me up to 75, 3 sets of 10. So that's what I'm benching right now. In terms of what's my max bench, no idea because I'm never going to do that. I'm just going to bench something I can do that is a challenge. And,
For reps.
by the third set, I have a hard time making that 10. If I might even fail on 8 or 9, right? So yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
me. That's my weak little boy arms.
but that's the best way, right? Is to
Yeah.
push more than you can. Try
And
to
I know
push.
when I do that, Chevy always ends with good workout today. When he knows that I'm pushing myself to the point where I'm going to fail, he's good workout today. So
Yeah. And like that's the goal, is to attempt an amount for
yeah,
reps you can't do,
yeah.
right? But
That's why I
fucking
think he
try.
puts 15 on me for everything. He's like, do 15 because he knows if I break at 12, that's still great. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of theory about what the ranges are, but 15 for beginners is important,
Hmm.
right? Because you're still in this realm of conditioning,
Yeah.
right?
You got to make the muscle brain connections, right? So you know you're
Yeah.
doing the right form and you know the exercises. Yeah.
Yeah. And just like toughening the muscles that may be not atrophied, but less used than they should be
They're not as
for.
strong. There's not as strong
Yeah.
as they could be or should be. Yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't take long to go from that to, you know what? No, no, no. 15, 15 reps is a waste of energy. If I do fewer reps, I can push bigger weight.
Yeah.
And you'll get there very quickly. Like you're probably
I
on
have
the
a
cusp.
feeling that's well, he's already started doing that with some of them, right? So there's some of the exercises, like for instance, um, rises, or step ups, like
Yeah.
one leg step up with a kettlebell on the opposite arm, which is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, they're hell.
oh, I know, but he's like, just do 10 because he's giving me heavier kettlebells now, right? So
Legs are 50% of your muscle mass,
yeah,
and they want to be strong. That's not scientific terminology, but yes, half your muscles on your body want to be bigger and stronger, and yeah, they'll get bigger and stronger very quickly, right?
yeah.
You're doing all your steps, so you've toughened them already.
Mhm.
Throw weight on those motherfuckers, because that's what they do, is they push the top half of you around, right? That's
Yeah.
what they're for.
Yeah, I have a feeling when I get back in June, he's probably going to start. He's probably going to try because he's been giving me squats, right? Like doing squats with weight, like
Mhm.
goblet squats and that kind of stuff. I have a feeling he's going to want me to do squats with a bar, probably in June,
Yeah.
because basically June is my last official month with him. So I've got 4 more sessions with him, and so by the beginning of July, I'm done. But I'm probably going to continue on with him at least once a week. I think I'll do because I think I'm getting some benefit out of it, and I really like the guy. I get along great with him. What we're finding is that uh, he'll put me on an exercise, and I'll just start jibba jabbing talking about something, and then I've done half of the reps before, and I'm like, I wasn't counting. Do you know where I'm at? It's like, no, I wasn't counting either. Like, I think I'm at 8, so I'll do 7 more, kind of thing, right? So yeah. Anyway,
Okay, you want a good reason to be in shape? Go watch that show called I Shouldn't Be Alive. The out of shape ones usually die. There was a fat guy stranded on an island that died because he couldn't walk to safety on his bad ankles.
yeah, that's rough, man. What is
What?
that they say in Zombieland? Cardio. Yeah.
But somehow his diabetic friend lived. What the fuck?
Well, if he's got diabetes but not doesn't have a weight problem, then it's really just
Yeah.
about making sure he doesn't go into what do you call it, insulin shock.
Ketoacidosis
Yeah,
or insulin shock. My exercise tip, says GZ, is to work anaerobic. Make your body efficiently turn oxygen into ATP. Yeah,
but,
and
so lift shit, move around at a normal pace. Don't get your heart rate high. Just lift shit, strengthen your muscles.
something struck me as odd. There's some memes that people who are both internet people and gym people know, and I think back to Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod on participation, and even good parents who would say things like, go be active, right? Eat your vegetables and get plenty of rest. And it's like, this is now a meme. Lift heavy, eat big, sleep a lot.
There you go.
It's like, holy shit, my parents were trying to tell me this when I was a kid.
Yeah, like an alligator.
Yeah.
Eat a ton of fucking food. Thrash really hard when you're trying to take down that fucking crane or whatever animal you're pulling into the water, and then sleep.
Sleep, man.
Get your
Recovery
heart rate
is
super high, 160 to 170 BPM, and hold it for hours. I don't
for
know I could-
hours. I don't know
yeah,
about
I don't
that.
think I could do that.
I mean, I get my heart rate up, I'm sure, to 120 for most of an 8-hour shift.
Let's see what my resting heart rate is right now.
But I smoke a lot, so it doesn't take much to get my heart rate up over 100.
My resting heart rate right now is 65, but it goes down to like 50 something at some point.
Oh, that's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Very few modern people can claim that. Like, I bet you right now, sitting here with a cigarette in my hand, my heart rate is probably around 85.
Well, and I'm vaping too, right? So, and I'm drinking caffeinated beverage. But when I've looked at it when I'm sitting watching YouTube doing nothing, and it'll be like at 58, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's good.
Hopefully, though, tomorrow, work, I can go to the gym. I should be okay. I'm feeling much better now.
That shitty Planet Fitness.
Yeah, for now. For now.
My friends, they both have memberships at Good Life, and they're complaining because Good Life doesn't have a protein shake bar down at the lobby like mine does, right? So they've just got machines where they can like fill up with beverages or whatever, but they cost a fortune. And I'm like, mine aren't cheap. Like the protein shakes I have, they're like $8, but they're fucking delicious, and they're like 35 grams of protein in them, so
Spoiled fucking people.
I'm not. Hey man, I'm not spoiled. I'm paying for it, right? This is all coming out of my fucking pocket.
You know what I get? Water out of a tap. That's what I get at my gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come out to Burlington. I have guest memberships. You can come try out Movati.
Movati, yeah.
Yeah,
You know what? Because that's one of my major things lately is the gym is so busy because it's so ridiculously cheap, and I'm getting to this point where I'm willing to spend more money if it filters out volume, so
Yeah.
that there's fewer people in the gym.
Yeah. C-Mac, you've made mention about you have issues with your heart. You should come on the live stream one time and tell us a story, because I know you've mentioned that you've had things happen in the past with regards to your health, but I don't know the details of it. I don't understand a lot of health information, but yeah, that's rough, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her heart is broken, has been for 15 years. I can get 160 from walking. LOL. My Fitbit thinks I'm a superstar. LOL. Stupid watch. Yeah, that's another thing. I find when I'm like lifting or doing like weight exercise or resistance training,
Mhm.
I'll check my heart rate between sets to see how long I should wait before I start again, right? And I'm like, okay, when it gets down to like below 110, then I'll start lifting again, right? Or doing the exercise again. But now I'm finding I'll finish the set and I won't even be at 110.
No, you got to keep it up. And Delahaye says, "How are you now? Good, and you?"
How are you now? Good, and you? Fargo? Is that like Fargo?
Letterkenny.
Oh, Letterkenny. Okay.
He's gonna hit us with not so bad.
Where's Hayes? Where's Della Hayes?
Alberta, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, not so bad. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, not so bad.
It's been a while, Dally. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for popping in, man.
Yeah, and we're just talking fitness, old man fitness here.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for like a good 30 minutes now, almost
I
30
missed
minutes.
the whole segment last week. That's
That's true.
why, right? My internet connection was so shoddy.
Mistaken, you are not. So he is in Alberta. Yeah,
There you go.
about your neck of the woods. Well, not necessarily, not really your neck of. I'll be in BC next week, so kind of in your neck of the woods.
West Coast.
Yeah, I'll be in Whistler, and then Vancouver, and maybe Surrey if I can. I may not go to Surrey because it's like Melina will be sitting there while I'm playing airsoft at I think it's called Panther Airsoft or something like that in Surrey. And I'm like, well, you can join me. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm like, come on, you're out there. Why don't you just fucking go on the field with me for an hour and a half and we'll shoot each other? She's like, no, no.
Late and straight, Pox Toxic. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
You want
You want
fitness?
fitness?
Sorry, go ahead.
You want fitness? Work with dogs. That'll keep you in shape. So, at a shipping company where I was working, we had the dog trainers come in so they could do bomb sniffs. All our loaded product was in plane containers that would go on a truck, and the truck would load them directly onto a plane. So they had to sniff them for explosives. And the joke I was making with all these, 20 to 30-year-old women walking the dogs around was, guy, I've had a dog for like 25 years of my life. Why doesn't my ass look like that? I walk my dog every fucking day. He's not wrong, except it just didn't work out for me.
Fox is talking about his legs. I have to show something. Let's see if I can find it here.
Perfect timing. I'm currently having old man finishes. My legs are racked with Charlie horses from no potassium. It's not potassium, it's magnesium. You need to eat a handful of cashews and your problem will go away. I swear to God. Right? That the cramping, the sensation of a Charlie horse is a lack of magnesium. It's not in our soil anymore. So it doesn't get into your vegetables and you have to find sources for it. Strangely, Tums has magnesium as a binding agent to keep the calcium dextrose compound in a little disc shape. Uh, but yeah, for a natural source, it is cashews. Cashews is probably one of the best ways to get your magnesium.
I want to share something.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of Pox Toxic's legs, Pox Toxic showed us an injury recently he had on the job, and if you're grossed out by blood, then you're. I, I'm forewarning you.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning. It's pretty gnarly. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
And then I responded with this. Because it looks like a mouth. Come on, it looks like a mouth.
that is one of the most beautiful shops I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like
You like
so
that, eh?
simple and clean. It's just beautiful. Like
Oh fuck! I was
pure
like,
mastery.
I channel my inner fucking grade 7. I'm like, oh fuck, that looks like a mouth. I'm gonna turn that into something really nasty.
My leg got unzipped by a broken toilet. That is a
Oof.
great way to put that kind of cut, man.
Yeah, that's what it looks
Yeah,
like. It looks like zip.
I got my forearm unzipped by a piece of glass once. It was yeah, it's pretty nasty. Yeah. And it's like it's one of those things that as it like you took the picture down, but a cut like that, it's not that big, but it's deep as shit and
Mhm.
opens up and you you know it needs to be stitched properly,
Did you get it
but
stitched there, Pox? I wonder if you get it stitched or just put crazy glue on it.
but but I'm a guy and I'm tough and it's not bleeding that much. It's fine.
Well,
And
he
then you
clearly
end up
wiped away whatever blood was there because you could see that there was like
yeah,
remnants of blood.
yeah. But then you end up with the cool scar, so you know, you're all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, as long as it's just through the dermis and not into the muscle, you're good.
I'll tell you what I can tell by that by the depth from the picture that as soon as it happened, he had a slight wave of nausea. Like whenever you get your epidermis, dermis, and maybe a little bit of muscle punctured like that,
Yeah, yeah.
there's a nauseating response to it.
I
I bought
box taped a paper towel to it and went back to work. Of course you did, because you're fucking man.
I had duct tape, and that's what I did at the time too.
Yeah. Well, duct tape and you're good. That's right.
And you're good to go.
Yeah, I remember I was good. I as a teenager, I had a job at a restaurant, right? And I was helping like the restaurant manager, I was really intimidated by. He was a really nice guy, but because he was the manager, I was just a kid. I was intimidated by him, right? And I fucked up on one of the orders, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm so stupid! I'm gonna kill myself!" And I grabbed like a boning knife, and I started taking the dull side of it on my arm. But when I came back up, I stabbed myself in the arm, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" I pulled it out, and blood just starts fucking pouring out of it. He wasted no time. He went and grabbed a bunch of clean J cloths and duct tape and just taped it all up. And then I went and got stitches. And I felt like such an asshole. First, I felt like an asshole because I fucked up the order. And then I felt like an asshole because I made a goof idiot of myself with a fucking knife. But I was
You
like 15. What are you going to fucking do? Right?
the
So,
gag gone wrong, man.
yeah. Ever amputate the end of a finger? No, I have not. But I know people who have like sliced off the tips of their fingers. Yeah, with a mandolin. Yeah, that's not
Ooh.
pretty. Because it's the tip of your finger and there's not enough there to stitch up, and all you have to do is basically fucking put a band-aid on it and hope it heals up, and then your
Yeah.
fingerprints are forever fucked up. So
One of our trainees at a shipping company got his finger caught in it's not what's the word? Like it's mechanical machinery, right? Like
yeah.
a it's a it's hard to explain. It's a telescoping rollers
Okay.
for heavy stuff, right? So
Yeah.
you can tuck them away,
Yeah.
but then you pull them out, drag them, and they didn't want to go back tuck away.
Yeah.
So he grabbed it wrong to try and lift up one layer so that they could untelescope. And someone yelled, "No, don't put your hand there." But it was too late and it telescoped back on him. And it took off not the tip of his finger, but the side of it.
Oh.
Yeah. So from this knuckle to the nail, he
Oh.
lost that side of his finger and the bone was exposed.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really
Brutal.
nasty. It was really nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never lost a phalange. The only time I ever had stitches was when I did that. Oh, except for when I had my operation, I had stitches then. But I'm talking about like I had stitches from an accident, right?
Right, right.
Or idiocy, not an accident, but idiocy.
Electrical tape is best for cuts, has just enough give to keep you. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind
Yep,
of stretchy.
yep. That makes sense. a, a fucking mandolin, really? The
Yeah,
flute
mandolin. Well,
placer,
because
not
you're
the
supposed to
musical
use the
instrument.
guard, but people don't, and then they fucking drag it across there and
He should have stripped the rest of the skin, sharpened the bone, and lived life with a bone knife finger. That's
yeah, fucking
that's
pump.
genius and hardcore. But
Yeah, that's
this
pump.
guy was a pussy and a fool, so I never had much hope for him, and I was not the one who trained him directly. So that
CMAC
was
asked a good question. Did it grow back pox? Uh, they developed a treatment for cuts, not big cuts, but minor cuts, right? Where if you lose like the tip of your finger, it's this powder this guy developed, and I don't think he was like a biochemist or anything. He just did a little bit of research like in his on his own, and he put together this biochemical powder that he put on the tip of his finger, and it fucking grew it back. It grew back the tip. It wasn't perfect because because there's been trauma, but it
Yeah.
grew back the tip of his finger. And so, yeah, the
So they
shit exists,
obviously
man.
outlawed that.
No, the shit exists. There was something else I was reading here. Something I want to comment on. And I can't forget. Now I forget what it is. Oh, well, doesn't matter. A lady at a horse farm got the end of her finger bit off by a horse. Yeah, fucking horses, man. They're terrible. They're menaces. Horses are menace.
I've seen video of horses eating like baby chicks. They just gobble them up occasionally for
The
no
size of an apple. Why not? It's crunchy like an apple. It's
I,
juicy like an apple.
and I've seen wild horses, the stallions,
Yeah,
right? Mares will have like a foal gets injured,
yeah,
broken leg,
yeah,
and they can't keep up with the herd.
yeah.
The stallion will come over looking like he's concerned and then grab the foal by the neck and shake it till it dies. Yeah, and be like,
Wow.
"Well, okay, problem solved. Let's herd moves on now." Yeah.
What the fuck is Wonder Dust? I think yeah, that's like what I was talking about. Oh, I know what I want to talk about. Saw stops. You know saw stops?
No.
So they developed a system for like a table saw
Yes, okay, yes. Now I know
where
what you're talking.
basically it will detect when skin touches the blade and immediately stops it and lowers the blade like in a in like a millisecond. So if you happen to touch the blade, you won't lose a finger. You might get a nick, but that's about all you're going to get. It's amazing technology, and I'm like, yeah, they should be on every. And like, there's some like old school conversation. No, you shouldn't rely on a saw stop. If you're using a saw stop, it means that you're going to get lazy and you're going to make a mistake. And then one time you're going to be using one that doesn't have a saw stop, and then you're going to lose your finger. So just exercise right. No, but you know what? There's always going to be a learning curve, and there's always going to be some mistake. Even the most seasoned people. My old shop teacher was missing a fucking finger, and he was a shop teacher. So even people who know what they're doing, sometimes fuck up. So yeah, saw stops are amazing. I think they're pretty cool.
Finally, I'll be safe when using a table saw naked.
Yep.
Um, so there is a weird thing there about I can't remember what it's called, but basically like it's a personal risk aversion.
Hmm.
Each person has a level of risk that they are willing to take subconsciously. And when you implement certain safety features, they will adjust their behavior to increase the risk so that they're taking the same amount of risk they were before. When
Interesting.
you tell, yeah, when you tell everybody you must wear a seatbelt, people with higher risk thresholds will start driving faster and more erratically because I'm wearing a seatbelt. I have no choice. There's an airbag in my car, yada, yada. So I can be more of an asshole than I used to be because
And they
I am safer now. So I
and they,
can
and,
I can
and they
push the
immediately
limit.
buy black BMWs.
Sure, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just take a
Or
look
drive
next time.
cab.
Next time you see a douchebag cutting people off and weaving in and out of traffic on the highway, take a look and see. It's probably a black BMW.
Sometimes it's just a Volkswagen though. Like, yeah. But yeah, so Jeezy's joking about now I can finally use the table saw naked. If that's his risk threshold, he'll find one with the saw stop and just be like, yeah, let's see what happens if I put my dick in there.
Flop his dick on
Yeah,
the fucking
yeah.
blade.
Just to see it work. Because that's his risk threshold.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't do something so stretchy and soft as a dick because like they're designed it with a finger in mind where the skin on your finger is much more what's the word? More
Tough.
resilient
Yeah.
than the skin on your dick. You ever catch like the tiniest little bit of dick in zipper and you like it just fucking pulls and it deforms the skin. It stretches it, and it hurts. Imagine the saw stop engaging and dropping, and then just pulling a piece of your fucking dick with it. That's what will happen.
just
And
to
then
see it
C-Mac was
work.
talking about cooking bacon naked. You can do that now. They have those little screens you can put over the pan.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
But just to see it work, no, it's his new sexual fetish. Uh, the demonstration I saw was first with a hot dog,
Yeah, they did a hot dog, yeah.
and then the guy put his fucking hand in it,
Yeah.
and like he was really confident about it. Yeah, so we just walked in the room. We talking band camp. Oh,
Hello, Albert T. Welcome to the stream.
welcome, sir.
Do you know Albert T?
We've seen him before. Yeah, recent addition to our crew here.
I think Pox sent me something here. Yeah. Oh, he's talking about cashews. Holy shit. You weren't lying. Charlie horses stopped after like a handful. He ate some honey roasted cashews.
Why didn't you put it in the chat, you fool?
He's sharing it with us in the yeah. There you go.
Yep. Like the reason I know this is because my ex was like the administrator for this whole like holistic health clinic with chiropractic massage and some sort of naturopath and all that.
I thought your ex was a stripper.
It's different ex.
Oh, okay.
She can do two things. Okay.
Hey, that's right.
No.
One job. I got two jobs. I'm a homeopathic nurse and I'm a stripper. Sorry. Go on.
But yeah, no, and that thing about geez, I've got some cramping issues. I drink water and like what's happening? It's you're short magnesium. And yeah, because I don't like cashews, like it's the one nut,
Really?
yeah,
That's
that
so
I don't
funny.
really
I
care
don't
for.
like almonds. Not a big fan of walnuts, but I fucking love cashews.
Yeah, a lot of
And
people do.
I like peanuts too, but I love cashews. Yeah. Weird. Good to know. I'll have to start eating some cashews. They're expensive though. Cashews are crazy expensive.
Because you maple
Maple
noglins, right?
noggin.
But that's what I mean is the volume is not huge. You take a handful of cashews and you'll have magnesium for a month.
Good to know.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with a lot of the minerals that you don't burn them off. They're more like catalysts that sit in your system for extended periods of time, right? So you don't need like to replenish them daily.
Yeah.
You can take a vitamin C once or twice a month, and that's plenty. You can get a magnesium once or twice a month, and that's plenty. It stays in there. Where things like fiber, protein, carbs, fats,
Your
you
body
go
uses
through
them
them
right
very
away.
good. They're fuels that are
Yeah.
burned as quickly as possible. But a lot of the minerals and vitamins, you just need to keep them at levels. Yeah, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly.
I take vitamin C every day because CMAC said I should if I'm going to be working out because it helps with recovery, right?
Mm,
So, and I like chewable vitamin C.
sure, yeah, it's tasty.
Yeah, it
But
tastes
I
like
mean, you
savory
know what
iron.
else helps with recovery? Protein and sleep. Like
Yeah, oh yeah,
those are your big deals.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I need to get better. I need to get better about sleep because I look at my sleep metrics and I'm finding that I'm getting 5 to 6 hours sleep depending on what time I go to bed.
Mm,
But my deep sleep is only ever like an hour, and the rest is like light sleep or REM sleep, which I guess is okay. But I'm not getting a full night's rest, so you should have more deep sleep apparently. So why is everyone so iodine deficient? I think because maybe they're not eating enough salt.
yeah, strange thing that we don't like we reduced our salt count. Oh, salt is bad for you. Huge amounts of salt might be bad for you.
Yeah,
But I mean, if you look at like Japan, their sodium intake is like double the rest of the world, and they
Yeah,
don't have heart problems double the rest of the world. They're
yeah.
actually much lower than most of the Western world.
And they got a longer life expectancy too.
You need potassium in order to keep magnesium. Interesting.
So eat banana with cashew butter on
Sure.
whole grain bread. There you go.
There you go. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Fish oil. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear krill oil is actually better than fish oil.
I, I don't know.
It has a higher concentration of the good shit that's in fish oil.
Okay.
Uh,
I
but yeah,
mean, honestly though, I'd rather just eat the fish.
yeah,
Right.
you're an Italian. You love your fish.
It's
I'm
just
not a big fish guy. I don't mind fish. I'll eat it, but it's not my go-to.
oh, okay. Here's something weird. Many salt companies have removed the iodine in the US because it's no longer mandatory.
Well, they should keep it in there because iodine is required.
Yeah, like for your body.
Yeah,
What's really cool though is that the iodine actually keeps the salt from sticking
and
in
crystallizing. Yeah,
moisture. Yeah. So like, what what was that one of the best and oldest advertising campaigns? When it rains, it pours. It's about salt, right? That their iodized salt pours when it's
keeps the
raining outside.
humidity
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
making your salt clog up.
Yep.
They used to put rice, like dry rice, into salt shakers in restaurants, especially in the South, because it keeps the salt from
Yeah,
crystallizing up. Yeah,
it's a desiccant, right?
yeah.
Um,
I had to get potassium IV bags in order to fix my magnesium
wow.
issue. Maybe she meant potassium 4. What's potassium 4?
No, no.
I have a TMJ disorder, driving me nuts.
Something
Hurts.
mandibular joint.
Yeah, tubal mandibular joint. I take salt pills sometimes. Interesting.
So something I do that I learned from actually I don't remember from whom I learned it, but I was sort of dared to try a thing that they told me will change your life. Um, I know people that will never drink anything without putting a pinch of salt in it. Is it apple juice? Is it chocolate milk? Is it a beer? Your morning coffee?
Yeah, I
Salt.
knew people who put beer in their salt or put salt in their beer, like just a dash, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And I think it's so that the foam, like the guy said, oh, it's so that it takes down the head, but the head is what's keeping the flavor in. You're not
No.
you're supposed to pour beer with a head on it.
If you're a person that likes, say, chocolate milk,
Yeah,
I dare you just to put like the
a
tips of
pinch.
your fingers salt into that chocolate milk.
Yeah,
It will be like tasting chocolate milk for the first time.
no shit, eh?
Yeah.
I'll have to try
Right.
that.
Like not enough. You don't want to taste salt, obviously. You just want a little bit of salt that will be in every sip and it will open up your taste buds.
Ajax, I have sauerkraut almost every day. I mix it in, like I have tuna for lunch. A lot of times, I'll just take a can of tuna and I'll chop up some pickles, normally pickled beans or pickled asparagus, throw it in there, and a bit of mayo, bit of sauerkraut, bit of kimchi, and that's my lunch. I just eat it out of the bowl and let my dog lick the bowl, and then we go for a walk.
I have bottles of liquid potassium. Sauerkraut is foul as fuck. I
Oh,
feel less bad now that
I
Pox
love sauerkraut. I like
is that
sauerkraut and kimchi, both good fermented foods.
I'm a shameful Ukrainian German boy on one side. I cannot eat sauerkraut. I just can't.
I
Yeah.
like it. I like it. I can't
One of
eat
the
it on its own. I eat it with tuna, or I put it on, Oktoberfest sausage or whatever, right?
in the South, they salt watermelon to bring out the sweetness. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
and you get a little bit of well, apparently not anymore, iodine.
You can
Uh,
still buy iodized salt, but I'm guessing a lot of places just are like, why should we put iodine in if we don't have to?
Yeah, like it's campaign boycott non-iodized salt.
Go. Hey, maybe we should move on from fitness. We've been talking about it almost an hour now, and you want to talk about
Jeez, yeah.
Capo, Questo Buffone.
Questo Buffone. Yeah, that was I really just loved that image and that headline. It was great. But we can talk about all kinds. Do you have something in mind? I had some stuff. I had notes, but they're
Well,
upstairs.
I think uh, I made a video today calling the most punchable face in Canada uh, because after hearing him, give a dressing down to a reporter who actually asked him a legitimate question with regards to foreign interference in elections. And he just gaslit the entire fucking country by saying, "We've always been interested in it." Yeah, but you weren't interested in it and you didn't do anything about it when it fucking mattered. When a member of parliament was fucking threatened by the Chinese government. You didn't do anything when they started opening police stations all across the fucking country. You didn't do anything when they brought their armed forces onto Canadian soil to guard mineral resources. So the idea that you've constantly been talking about interference, we've already shone a light on interference by foreign bodies in our elections. No, talking about how Russia helped Donald Trump win the election is not the same fucking thing. Sorry. So go fuck yourself, you narcissistic cocksucker. I cannot stand this man. And yeah, I want someone to punch Justin Trudeau in the face. And I said this in my video. Not some, regular person in a handshake line. I want one of his friends who actually has a conscience and a soul, assuming there are any, to
He doesn't have friends.
to like catch him when he feels like he's in a safe spot, a safe place, and just fucking clock him one in the face. Just say, you know what? I'm sick of your shit. I never said it before because I always wanted to be with you because you have so much influence and power and you're a big name. But I can't put up with anymore. And just fucking knock the motherfucker out. Because
It-
you saw when he did that boxing match with the old guy, he's got a glass fucking jaw and he can't fight to save his life. But yeah, somebody
uh,
punch Justin Trudeau in the face, please. Somebody who knows him, somebody who can get away with it.
you know, Pox tries to get me to fist fight YouTube people and shit. Go fight Sam Hyde.
There you
Uh,
go.
and I'm like, no, like seriously, I'm 40 something, right? It's just ridiculous. Like for what? For clout, for money? Why would I take that stupid risk? I'll tell you what, I'll tell you right now. Yeah, if we could swing it, yeah, I'd get in the ring with Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, I would get in
Oh
the
yeah,
ring. You know what?
100%.
No, Canada Man would get in the ring with Justin Trudeau and punch the shit out of him. Make it a charity event. He's gonna give, I don't know, fucking whoever, the proceeds or the prize money or the ticket sales for this event will go to some charity of the winner's choice.
I wouldn't even fight Ethan Ralph. That's a risk I'm not willing to take, but
Who's
I
Ethan
would
Ralph?
risk yeah, some asshole on the internet. I would not risk fighting this fat, lazy, slovenly motherfucker who probably has 0 experience fighting, but I would fight Justin Trudeau.
Yeah,
Yeah, with like 0 let him have a 9-week training camp, I'll do nothing, and then we'll get in the ring. I will take that risk. If he was willing, I would do it. Like,
you wouldn't do any training at all. I think
if
that's.
that was the terms that he would accept.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
That you have to fight him as you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I would say, Irving? Fight dirty.
Don't don't worry, bro.
Go right for the fucking nuts. Oh no, wait, they're in his fucking they're in Christia Freeland's purse. Um because she's really running the show. Let's be serious here.
But yeah, like I mean, you're saying you want you hope one of his close friends were to smarten up and knock him out. I've gotten so much worse. Like knowing about that the trans bill
Oh
that
god.
passed, right? You know, unanimous
Yeah.
unanimous assent.
Yep.
338 MPs.
Yep.
If, you know, a group of radicals and the army turned against the government, just dragged them all out in the street and strung them all up, I'd be like, yeah, that tracks. You want someone to punch them in the face and be like, yeah, sure. Yeah, no, no, no. What? They're all hung in front of Parliament? Yeah, no, that's fine.
No, you know what? Here's the thing. That whole thing about the trans bill, it might be law, but I guarantee you it's not going to be accepted and nobody's going to take it well, I mean, some people will take it seriously. And I'm sure they'll try and do prosecutions with it. But I think when push comes to shove, I'd like to think that the Supreme Court of Canada would say, no, 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 no. You can't do this. It's a violation of charter rights.
I'd like to think it too, except that apparently the Supreme Court of Canada has been infiltrated by activists and
Oh,
not
yeah.
people who are willing to correctly interpret the Constitution, right? Well, Ethan Ralph got his eyes rearranged by a pair of chavs and his nose broke by a pedo troon, and I still would not take the risk of fighting him, right? Yeah, like, I'm not a fool. Why would I get in the ring for any other reason than I would love an opportunity to punch Justin Trudeau in the mouth legally?
Well, here's the thing with regards to the Supreme Court. I have it on good authority that Canada man that says if he ever becomes prime minister, the entire federal government is going to be turned on its ear. It's going to be completely rearranged. So I don't know what that means. He hasn't divulged that. I know it's something to do with the CRA, but apparently things are going to change drastically if he ever becomes prime minister. To the point where people won't recognize Canada in comparison to what we have now, but they're going to love it. This is what he tells me. I don't know what it all means. I just his operational support. I just stitch together his costume and shit like that. But yeah,
I think dueling is legal now, says CMAC. Just challenge him to a duel.
there you go. Pistols at dawn, motherfucker. 1911's at dawn, motherfucker.
3-1, I'm a better shot than he is.
Probably. He's afraid of guns. He goes, ah. What's the weapon selection for legal dueling? What's that fucking Klingon weapon? It looks like a moon. What do they call that?
Oh, no, I'm thinking of something else. I want to say, no, it's not the Ponfar. That's like the Vulcan sex
That's the
time.
Vulcan, like, yes,
Vulcan heat.
it's the oh fuck, somebody knows.
No, have a
Smith ever fight.
fight.
There you go. Fucking malls, giant fucking malls. Holy shit! Irving is on his fourth smoke, and that's nearly my whole day supply in 1 hour.
Is it only my fourth smoke? It's got to be like my fifth or sixth. Easy. Single party consent duels.
I think that's called murder.
You're on. You're on. No. As long as you declare it.
I'm calling you out. What? I'm
throw
calling
a weapon
you out.
down in front of him. Yeah.
What do you mean you're calling me out? Get out here! I'm calling you out. Nobody understands the reference anymore. He comes outside. What's your problem? Bang! I called you out, motherfucker. Why didn't you draw?
No. You got to take a weapon and throw it to him on the floor.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
If you're a lefty, the weapon of choice is dildos at dawn. First one to get.
You mean if you're left-handed, or you mean if you're left wing? Yeah.
Oh
my god, Ajax, that's hilarious. Yeah. Dildos at dawn. Yeah, no, our prime minister has to go. I'm hoping that Jagmeet Singh does it. I don't think he's going to, but he has come out very squarely against the fact that he really wants a public inquiry, or at least he says he does. Now, maybe that's just him, puffing up his chest so he can go after Trudeau and negotiate something, a better pension for himself, or a better sweetheart deal, or some other legislation that he wants to get passed.
I'm sure it was
in order to stop it. But I think if he were a person of principle, which I don't think he is, he would say, if you don't call a public inquiry, I will call a no confidence vote. And of course, all the conservatives vote no confidence. And the way Canadian government works now, you vote with the party. You don't vote on your own.
Yeah.
So
And
all
no,
the NDP would vote. I'm sure the Bloc would even get in there and probably
Jagmeet
vote
is
again.
not a person of principle. I'm
He's not.
sure the
No,
whole
he's a
thing
fucking
is
he's a
part of
grifter.
I'm sure the whole thing is part of the deal that he made with Trudeau, right? Yes, we will be completely subservient to your party in voting matters, but I have to be able to talk shit about you.
Yeah.
So, right? To appease my voting base because they had no money. This is literally they had no money,
Yeah.
had no other options, and had to be under the wing. And then he talks a whole bunch of shit and says, "Oh, everything Trudeau's doing is wrong. This is all terrible. You can't do that." And then votes with whatever that Trudeau said was happening,
Yeah.
right?
But here's the thing, like, it's politics. People break fucking promises all the fucking time.
Yeah. But it's not even promises. He literally says one thing and does the other,
No,
right?
but I'm saying there's nothing stopping him from reneging on the deal and saying, you know what, I changed my fucking mind.
They
Vote of
still
no
don't have any
confidence.
money, right?
Well,
If he votes for no confidence, they will have no money to campaign.
yeah, but here's the thing. Jagmeet cares about Jagmeet.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care. He doesn't care if the party doesn't have any money because he'll have made himself, one, look good like he's a principled person, and two, he can run again later in another party if he wants. He could run on the Green Party. He could run on some other party. He could run as an independent if he wants to stay in politics. But in reality, he probably just wants. Well, my buddy says the only reason he's only going to stick around in politics long enough to get his pension, so he has to do at least a full term, so to speak. Um, and I'm like, that might be so, but I mean, if all he's relying on is a pension, then he's looking very, very small. Like he's seeing things from a very small perspective. He's in politics. He's a public figure. He should be thinking, what am I going to do after I get out of this? Not am I going to get a pension, but how am I going to grift and make money after I leave politics?
No,
How
but
am I going to
that's
parlay this influence that I have, or parlay my connections in government beyond my political career in order to enrich myself further?
Jagmeet got put there by someone who tells him what to do. Why are we acting like he's making his own choices? Whether or not he is doesn't matter. The fact is, the majority of people that are in politics today are doing it because it's a career path, not because they actually want to do good things for their country and their
No,
people,
no, they don't.
right? Like they're all disgustingly corrupt at this point. Race to the bottom too. 3 years he has his pension. We will not vote ourselves out of this mess. They're
They're
mess. They're
all
all
shit.
shit.
Yeah, except Maxime Bernier. He's really good. And Canada Man. Canada
And
Man
that's the
actually
thing is,
against his
I
politics. He's actually pretty good.
Canada man, 100%. I know that like he like that's basically his superpower. He's incorruptible.
Yeah.
He's only doing the right thing. Maxime Bernier, I don't know. Like I want to believe it. I believe it more because he lost everything trying to get some shit done,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that gives me some hope. But even then, if we were to get him into power, even if we were just to get a couple of seats for the PPC,
Yeah.
the next step would be forcing transparency on them, not like blind party support,
No.
but support based on verification. They keep doing what we ask them to do, what we need them to do, that kind of thing, right? Like, you know, don't just blindly follow, you know. Uh,
Yep.
yeah,
No, I honestly think that we need a latter day Augusto Pinochet.
I mean, it looks like there's going to come a point where without that, nothing will happen.
Race to the bottom says Max is full of shit. Voted for alphabet laws. I don't know what that means. Part of party council
LGBTQ.
look up what Johan Meni did, and he has no constitution.
So okay, so that's the complaint about the party not having a constitution and a set of bylaws. And I have said this before too. If I were Maxime Bernier, I would not do any of that because I would not allow my party to be infiltrated and destroyed before it got seats.
Yeah.
There's no point. There's no point in doing any of that until they have some seats. And even when they have some seats, I would be like, no, 2 or 3 seats, no. Maxime Bernier, let him run it without threat of infiltrators,
Right.
right? Because that's
Yeah.
the next
I
thing
mean,
that will
he
happen.
started the party. It is his party. I think you've got a point. Until he gets some himself cemented or the party cemented in government in an official capacity, he has to maintain control of it. CMAX says, I don't trust Max at all. If the PPC got rid of him, I'd back them, though. Why don't you try Maxime Bernier, CMAC? I'm interested to hear.
Here's the thing, though. I don't trust him either,
I don't trust
but I like
politicians in general.
exactly,
Yeah,
but I like what he's saying, and I'd like to give him a chance and then force him into that point of verification.
yeah,
And while he continues to do the things he's saying he's doing, I will continue to give him a chance. I don't have much else,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, you've
So
got one vote, right? You've got one vote, and people think, oh, I don't want to split the vote. I have to vote conservative because I don't want to split the vote. And my buddy keeps saying that I've got to vote strategically. I'm like, no, look, you have one vote, and your one vote. There's never been an election in Canadian history that has been ever decided by one vote. Even in one riding, it's not going to be decided by one vote, especially the riding that he and I live in. First off, it's practically a liberal stronghold. The
mhm,
conservatives, sometimes they come close, but they're never within shooting distance, right? So I'm like, look, you have one vote. You may as well cast it for the person you believe in, not out of fear that the person you hate the most is going to get back in, because that's irrelevant. You don't have that power. All you have is the vote, the voice of your one vote. So that's why I support Maxime Bernier, and because his platform, his positions, most closely align to my positions, and that's it. I have no chance. I have no illusions about him ever winning. The point is, I've got one vote, and I'm going to
yeah.
cast the guy who most closely aligns to my values.
So
Max has
Max is
infiltrated the former
infiltrated.
Harperite and Johann Meny, and Max worked with Aga Khan Foundation. I don't know who Johann Meny is,
Neither
and the
do
Aga
I.
Khan Foundation. I don't know. I know he was in government before. I know that, but
I'm not that mad at Stephen Harper, and like to claim that he's infiltrated. He was a politician. He was trying to work within the bounds of what was happening in politics at the time, right? So he worked with the Aga Khan Foundation. Well, the Aga Khan is a huge donor to parties and has a lot of influence. Okay, so you're trying to get shit done. But Max went out and said, fuck all this noise. I want to do it different. And it cost literally his entire political career to do that.
mhm.
That's why I still have a bit of faith in the man,
Okay,
right?
CMAC expands a little bit. Because I know the bikers. I'm not sure what you mean by the bikers.
There's probably more to that.
There's a Rolling Thunder event happening in Ottawa. I want to say it may have already passed or maybe coming up, but um, basically all the bikers are going to descend upon Ottawa. They're going to drive around for a bit, and then they're going off to some sort of like farmland somewhere and having a big fucking party. I kind of want to go, but I don't know if I'm even going to be around.
Mm. But this idea that, oh, Max is infiltrated and therefore perfectly corrupt and not worth voting for, it's like, no, I'm willing to take the risk here because again, we don't have anything else. Like anyone who's saying Max is infiltrated, what's your next option then?
Pierre
Vote for
Poilievre.
the conservatives?
Yeah.
That's no, hands down, no. Right? They're just liberal light. They're driving the bus the exact same direction and 10 kilometers slower. Max is saying he wants to turn the bus around. Maybe he won't, but we don't know that until we give him a seat, till we get him somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Not voting. That's not an option because not voting means violence. So if that's where you are, good for you. Go ahead and do it.
I think you
All
need
right.
to.
If
I
you
hate using this
succeed,
phrase, but I think you need to unpack not voting as violence.
no, 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 no. If your option is don't vote at all, you either suffer the consequences of everything that's happening now, or you choose violence, move forward, murder everyone right in our house of commons, and start from scratch after burning it all down. But if you don't give me an option that has the potential to affect change, then you're not doing anything. All you're doing is demoralizing, and that doesn't help, right?
I have an
So,
option.
Canada Man.
Citizen coup. You have military coups.
Yeah.
You take
Well, they
every armed citizen in Canada and you march on Ottawa and you take it over and you throw all the bastards out. And we just got shut
well,
down.
what? Right. So if you vote for Max, it's the same old. Then do I blame you? Yeah. Go ahead. I'm willing to take that risk. But you have not, again, at this point, provided another option. Right. So you say don't vote for Max, but you don't say for whom to vote. You've actually done nothing other than demoralize. So I'm going to say this to you. It happens all the time, right? That somebody says everything you believe is wrong and stupid, and the people in which you have faith, you shouldn't. But then they don't give you a different option. It's just demoralization. It's absolutely useless.
Coach T-Mac.
Yeah. Good to see you, Coach. Been a bit. I agree. Max shouldn't create something that will for sure be co-opted against the party. I don't trust the people who count the votes. That too, right? Uh, there is no not violent option anymore.
I'm not so black-pilled to think that, the only option now is complete anarchy and destroying the government. I I do see the inevitability of that if things continue to get worse and no improvements are made. No, no pendulum shift goes back the other way. Right now, I see the pendulum is sort of stuck on one end, and the people who are at that end are doing their best to keep it at that end. But I have this I shouldn't say intuition. I have this suspicion that even though we might not see it culturally, it's shifting the other way, and politics is downstream from culture. Eventually, the politicians and the people in political power will begin to realize, hey, yeah, this shit that we're pushing right now, it's not that popular. It'll become evidently clear to them when there's a shakeup big enough for them to go, holy fuck, how did that happen? Or they'll just keep cheating, even though they know they're losing. They'll keep cheating in the elections. I don't know.
Do they have Target stores in Canada? Target tried to take hold. What was that, like a decade ago, and
No.
failed miserably. So we don't. Again, here we go. This dude
Why
still
vote?
hasn't
You sound
provided
like
an
a
option.
school creator. It's
What?
so fast. You have no options. You don't understand demoralization if you think you have
Right.
to vote.
Yeah. Just
Nobody has to vote.
hold on. Hold on.
Except Australians, they
Hold
have to
on.
vote.
Hold on. I'm only showing this as like a demonstration to the class. Challenged repeatedly, has not once provided any option, no positive action, no movement forward for you to take, only talking down to you and telling you what you think and what you want is wrong, has not given you a correct path, and will not because he can't, because his whole point is demoralization. Uh, we used to have Target. Yeah, it went out of business really quickly.
Yeah,
But yeah, like look at Target. Look at Target bought Zellers when they went bankrupt.
yeah, because all they
Uh,
did was a paint job. They just basically
yeah,
repainted all the yellers. They didn't do anything different.
but look at Target. Look at Bud Light. Like,
Yeah,
you know what's funny is a bunch of beer drinkers who just wanted a fairly inexpensive beer realized, like I did with Gillette all those years ago, I have not looked into other options for a long time. I'm a creature of habit. And guess what? There's other products approximately the same price, just as good, if not better. And so they have no reason to go back.
yeah.
It's not a boycott like, I hate fucking this product and I'm never buying it again. It's like, I tried something else and it's good. and now I'm sticking with it. That's it,
Yeah,
right?
I think in a lot of cases there. Well, and for a lot of people who, because Bud Light has traditionally had this sort of like this brand
Everyman beer.
of a working class cheap beer,
Everyman.
right? Guy who does physical labor and just wants to unwind on the weekend with his buddies in the backyard. Bud Light, grab some Bud Light. It was the silver bullet. Bud Light had Spuds McKenzie. It was very well marketed, in the 80s and 90s, and it became the brand loyalty came from how it was marketed to that particular audience. So there is some pushback from those people saying you don't represent me anymore. Go fuck yourself. But you're right, because they've been using it for so long, they find out, yeah, Coors ain't so bad, or Miller Lite's pretty good. All right, Miller Lite it is then. I have solutions. Stop going to work, save up for 6 months, and lock out the politicians and corpos. Play their game with you, making the rules. They don't care about that. They just print more fucking money. And the corpos will just borrow more money, and our money becomes devalued. The people who actually rely on a dollar to get through their day, the money becomes less valuable. So stopping work, yeah, okay. Become a NEET. That's fine. But
Remember what
it's
we
not
talked
gonna
about?
hurt them. It's
Turn
not gonna hurt them. They don't fucking care.
It turns out old man fitness and do you even lift is a very important aspect to all of this, right? This guy is literally saying, become less useful. We had this whole little chat earlier about how being more useful is not only good for yourself, but good for everyone around you. And this guy's saying, just be useless.
Uh, Race to the bottom
Stop
follows
going
up
to
with
work.
distraction. CDBC, central bank digital. I think you mean CBDC, central bank digital currency coming in fourth quarter. Yeah, I have no doubt. But if you've been paying attention to what goes on in the U.S. went through this problem for years, right? They would mint some new coin, they would print some new 20 or new five or whatever, right? People wouldn't use it. People just wouldn't use it. And then they had to like rejig their fucking money because there'd be a new five in circulation. Nobody would take them and people would stop giving them. And they'd say, okay, I guess we're going to go back to the old plates. If people don't use the digital currency, it's useless to them. And I think most people are wise to it. We talked about it in the Ammunition live stream last week. More people are against it than are for it. They
Yeah.
did a poll, which was a pointless poll because they're going to do it anyway. They're going to roll it out anyway. But they did a poll, and the results were pretty clear. Nobody fucking wants it. They're like, why do I need digital currency when I can pay for everything digital now with the current currency?
Yeah.
So
We need to establish a parallel economy.
yeah,
We can use bottle caps or something. Love
yeah,
that Fallout
Fallout.
reference. That's beautiful. We should use teeth.
Teeth.
Hey, just get me in the ring with Justin Trudeau. I'll have plenty of teeth for you.
Yeah, vampire teeth. Let's use vampire teeth. Did you ever watch that Steak Land? Did you tell me about
No,
Steak Land? No, somebody
you
else told me
told
about it.
me about it.
Yeah. That's good. It's a good show, or it was a good movie. The first one. I haven't gotten through the second one yet. I watched a little bit of it and then I stopped. But
Yeah, no, I'll get on it. But it is becoming clearer. Don't read it. Don't entertain him. It's not worth it.
I don't know what he's referring to with the
Yeah, it
FIA
doesn't
or
matter. He's not.
FLS. I don't know. You will be
Oh,
chipped? Yeah, maybe.
you're because I'm not 40K. I'm sorry, bro. I'm old world.
You
You
got the
know,
Fallout reference, but not the 40K one.
yeah.
Gay.
Teeth, teeth, I guess, must be the orcs and gobos.
Yeah,
That's their
they
currency.
trade in teeth.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
oh, that's okay.
more and more normies, okay, are becoming aware of what's happening.
Yep.
Okay. Like let me tell you the most ridiculous fucking story. This is an absolutely true story from today. I went to get a haircut. No more yee haircut, Pox. And I did not start talking politics and conspiracy theories. I just said to the hairdresser, you
Fuck
know,
my shit up.
no, I'm ashamed to say it. Like I just said, like I apologized. Hairdressers work hard. They do a good job. They have a skill. And I said, I'm sorry. Like during all the COVID craziness, didn't say what was crazy about it. I started cutting my own hair and mostly I just buzzed it, but I even tried doing like styling it a little bit. So it might be a little bit fucked up, you know. And it's not, don't, yeah, no, of course, everything was crazy. These people are terrible, the things they've done to us. And she starts going off on it, right? Do you know she starts telling me that her husband was like berated by her whole family for being me, not getting jabbed, not wearing a mask, we're like telling everyone you're fucking stupid. No, I'm not getting jabbed and fuck you for doing right. And I was like, I've never met your husband, but that man is my friend. Like, trust me, he and I are bonded in this way. This woman, as I'm leaving, she had made some crack about, yeah, no, you can come over whenever you want, right? We'll have beers or coffees, whatever you. When I'm leaving, she writes down her fucking phone number and address and her husband's name on a piece of paper. I have it in my wallet now. Okay, that I am welcome at this woman's house to meet her husband anytime I want.
You know what you should do
This
with
is
that,
a
Randy?
hairdresser, the
Yeah.
most normie of people. Like, no person is more normie than someone who's concerned about the way you look.
No,
Right?
they're still people. They still get exposed to the insanity of what we went through over the last
Yeah.
couple of years.
And like
Um,
even my family that was barring me from their homes
mm.
have come around. And they're not like, I'm sorry I did that to you. And I don't expect them to be, but they know now it was something that was done to them. Right?
We got a couple of great comments here. Yeah, that's way more fuckable
This
here.
one was my favorite. Thank you, C-Mac.
No, the one above it. The one above it is
Yes.
so race to the bottom, financial institutions. CVAC, financial institutions. I think Irving's now part of a thruple. A
Thruple.
A thruple.
Pardon me.
You know what you should do with that information? You need to get together, form a Facebook group or something for Unvaxxed and Proud or something like that, and then call these people up and say, "Hey, having a barbecue, come on over." And then you have all the people who are unvaxxed, and you plot your overthrow of the government. Come to this barbecue, give them some dogs, pour some beers, and then you start plotting the overthrow of the government.
It's a trap. They're
They're
going to
going to
rape
rape
you.
you, Irving. That's why you invite them to your house.
You know what? If I had if I had started talking politics and conspiracies and she agreed with me and lured me, I would understand. But no, no, no. All I said was COVID craziness, cut my own hair, and she went off,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, "Oh, it's wonderful to hear this from a fucking normie." So I don't think it's a trap.
I was in Buffalo today, or Niagara Falls specifically. We were in Buffalo briefly, in Tonawanda, because we got sidetracked. We got Google Maps led us down the wrong military road. Anyway, so we were in Niagara Falls, and we're in an outlet, like shopping plaza kind of thing. And I'm standing out there vaping while my wife's inside looking at you. And I see a couple walking down the little pavement, the sidewalk area, both of them wearing masks, outdoors. And I'm looking at them like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you literally retarded?
So it's hard to explain that there is a certain level of ego in it
Yeah, oh yeah, there definitely is. They want to feel
that
better than the people who aren't.
they refuse to accept that they were tricked. And to prove to you how strongly they believe what they came to believe, what they were tricked into believing, they continue to do it now.
Yeah.
They have to, otherwise it will shatter their fucking egotistical minds.
It's like the person who gets the really bad fucking tattoo and they wear it prominently even though they know it looks like shit and they'll never
No
admit to themselves that it
regrets.
looks like shit. They'll never admit to themselves that it looks like shit. But But yeah, they're like they won't admit their buyer's remorse, even though they know it looks like shit.
Yeah. It's 2023. We're all rapists now. Rape
Rape
face
face
activated.
activated. Let's fucking go.
Oh,
C-Mac's awesome. You too, Pox. You're fucking awesome, dude.
all our chat, all
Yeah,
our
everyone in
regular
the chat is
chat anyway.
awesome. Everyone and race to the bottom too. You're probably awesome too. We just we don't agree with you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm demoralized enough. I don't need that shit.
I'm hopelessly optimistic. No, I'm hopeful. I'm what's the word? Something optimistic. Stupidly optimistic. I'm optimistic that things will turn around because I read a lot of comic
Remarkable.
books growing up, and I have it in my head that good will triumph over evil. So
Well, what's
in,
that
in
Norm
the end,
Macdonald?
ultimately, good will triumph over evil.
Well, what's that Norm Macdonald joke? Like, oh, I've been reading through these history books, and like, luckily, the good guys have won every time.
was I was reading about WW2. Yeah, that Hitler guy. I don't care for him. He's a real jerk.
He's
Oh,
real.
you know he died, right? He died. I didn't even know he was sick.
Most Canadian statement of the night. You're probably awesome, but I disagree with you.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to leave him out, right? Um,
I actually have worn a mask outside in the last week. My allergies got so bad my nose wouldn't stop running, but I had to go to the store. Uh Funny thing, my allergies don't manifest the same way other people's do. Runny nose, watery eyes, sneezing. I get it all throat and ear. So if I were to put on a mask to try and prevent allergic reaction, all the pollen collects on the string and my ears start to burn and leak pus. It's
ew.
it's horrifying. Yeah, that's why I didn't know I had seasonal allergies for a long, long time because
But she makes a good point though, because like people, one of the arguments people were making to me when it was like when they were saying, "Oh, you got to wear a mask, got to wear a mask," I'm like, "No, you don't." I kept saying, "You don't." Those masks are for acute environments, like surgery rooms, like operation rooms.
yeah,
That's why they wear the mask, so that they're not going to inadvertently affect an open wound where the person's already at risk of infection because they're cutting their fucking chest open,
yeah.
right?
I
When you see people in Japan, like it was prior to the COVID, sometimes people in Japan would wear masks. It was because they were sick and they didn't want to spread it. But if you're not sick, you don't need to wear a mask. So you having allergic, symptoms makes sense. If you have to sneeze, you don't want to be spreading it on everybody.
yeah,
I get it.
you're
But the
just
idea that
covering
everyone
your
should have been
nose.
wearing a mask everywhere they fucking went is nonsense. And then you got Fauci coming out and saying, "Yeah, two masks are better than one. The more masks, the better."
Man, it just
Norm Macdonald impression on point. LOL. Thank you. He's my favorite comic of all time. Norm Macdonald.
he's a clever one. He was a clever one.
He was, and he
Yeah.
was really good at playing stupid. That's the best part. Like he always talked about how dumb he was. I'm not a smart man, but in reality, he was probably the
Yeah.
smartest guy in the fucking room.
Like, well, no, that thing on was it The View?
Yeah.
Was it already The View? Right? And
He
he's like,
was
"What?
talking about Bill Clinton being
Bill
a
Clinton?"
murderer. Yeah,
Yeah.
he murdered a guy.
Well, I thought this was common knowledge.
I thought this was a matter of record. Fucking hilarious. Yeah, she goes, "So you're in the," yeah, because they started off really innocently. "So you really like George W. Bush?" "Oh, yeah, I think he's a good guy. I've met him. He's a nice guy. And I think it'd be good to get, someone in there who isn't a murderer." What are you talking about? Bill Clinton murdered a guy. Didn't you know that? What? I Stop talking. They got really upset with him. "Stop talking. I'm sorry. I thought it was a matter of record."
Oh,
He's fucking
shit.
great.
I completely forgot. But she mentioned, "Oh, yeah, like, uh, and we all know who's doing this to us." I was like, "We do know, don't we?" And she's like, "Klaus Schwab." I was like, "Holy
He
shit,
said Klaus Schwab.
fucking normies. Fucking normies
Yeah,
know."
yeah. No,
Right? They're waking up. They're seeing it.
that's great. Yeah, I think the WEF and Klaus Schwab and them, I think they played their hand too soon. I think they saw the pandemic. They saw how people in government were basically playing along, and they thought, "Great, this is a perfect test run. We can now push forward with our agenda." I think they were too honest and open about it, and they played their hand way too fucking soon. Um, People are going to push back against it. So
So while we're on a corrupt government and allergies at the same time, this is a new thing that's happened.
I've heard this.
Allergies cause climate change.
Yeah, sure, of course
Oh,
they.
wait, no, hold on. So apparently, no, other way around. My bad. Climate change could be making your allergies worse. Is the claim that they're now making. It's not that there's a particularly high pollen count at the time. It's climate change.
Let
Climate
me
change.
let me see let me see if I can make this. I can connect the dots from A to F on how it is that climate change is making allergies worse. Atmosphere is warming up. The planet's warming up. More photosynthesis because of more carbon dioxide. Because of the more photosynthesis, more pollination. Therefore, allergies are exacerbated. Am I close?
Well, probably. And here's the thing is that's not wrong. Like, yes, when the world is experiencing a better environment and climate for plant growth,
Mm-hmm.
plants will produce more pollen. There will be more plants. They'll be healthier. So, higher volume of plants producing more pollen because they're healthier. Yeah, you might have worse allergic reactions. But that doesn't like climate change is not a hoax. Climate change is real. The hoax is the response to climate change.
Right.
That's all bullshit.
Yeah.
And governments need to fuck off. You know, like they've already passed that bill in Holland, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now the government can basically force purchase your farmland to repurpose it for fucking housing for immigrants,
Yeah.
destroying all the food production in the country.
Yeah. Because they want you eating crickets, man.
And
Um,
they're still fighting it. Like they're still
no, and that's communism, right? That's just communism. Eminent domain, in essence, is communism. Like the fact that eminent domain ever became a thing in the United States, it seems absolutely insane to me. Now, I guess there was, Supreme Court ruling saying no, it's not unconstitutional. You just have to be compensated if the government seizes your land. But I think it probably does violate one or two amendments. But for whatever reason, the Supreme Court probably came out and said, no, they can do it. Or maybe it's never gone before the Supreme Court, but it should because it's a clear violation of your right to property. But Canada doesn't have a right to property, so that's not a big deal. They'll take our property anytime they want. Oh my god, allergies are immune system dysfunction.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Basically,
extreme allergic reactions are, but allergies are actually good.
no,
Like
no,
being
no, no,
being
no.
allergic to things is actually good because it gets things out of your system that could otherwise harm you, right?
Well, the shorthand for allergies is your immune system is responding to something that it doesn't need to respond to, right? Like pet dander. Oh, I'm allergic to cats. So you're having an immune system response as if you were infected by something viral because cats are nearby. It's an over response. Your immune system is actually quite good, which probably means you don't get sick a lot,
Yeah, yeah.
but it reacts to things that it doesn't need to react to, which it doesn't need
Well,
to
but it's because it's because it's a good system that it reacts to things like it identifies things like pollen as a false positive. This is a foreign
yeah.
this is a foreign object in the airways. We need to expel it. That's what your immune system is supposed to be doing. It doesn't matter that pollen isn't really that bad for you. your immune system just says, "Get it out. It doesn't belong here. The only thing supposed to come in here is air, and this isn't air. This is a foreign body in the
But
at in the."
it is an overreaction too, and no, okay, mostly caused by childhood vaccinations. Now, here's the thing: is for a long time I didn't believe any of this shit, and lately, especially with the way they push these ridiculous COVID vaccines, I'm starting to wonder, and I don't have enough evidence, but like I'm leaning on this. Like, I'm sorry,
I never
native.
believed this before until I read "Behold Zion," and now I believe it. I'm just fucking with you, man.
No, like look. Here, here, here's the thing. When I was a kid, I knew of a thing called SIDS, right?
Sudden infant death syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I didn't hear about it anymore for decades. And now they're talking about a thing called SADS, sudden adult
Nope.
death syndrome,
Yeah.
after this mass vaccination across the whole of the Western world and even large swaths of the not Western world.
Right.
And I have to wonder what is going on. Like, was there a bad batch of vaccines that got out? And instead of copping up to, oh God, this batch of vaccines was terrible, did they just cover it up and call this thing SIDS? Like, I mean, for the longest time, the native peoples of North America smoke tobacco, right? And there aren't a lot of what's funny?
Adam's sending shit.
Oh,
I'm just reading some of the shit that Adam's sending. Sorry, I
there,
didn't mean to derail.
it's okay. There's just there aren't a lot of handed down oral tellings of how elders suddenly got this terrible cough, coughed up blood, and then died suddenly, prematurely in their late 40s or 50s. The natives didn't get cancer from smoking tobacco. The British that came here didn't get cancer smoking tobacco.
No, because it was just fucking burning leaves at that point.
Sure, but maybe it's not even the tobacco now.
No, it's
Maybe
not. It's the
they
formaldehyde and the arsenic they put in the
no,
fucking cigarette.
maybe we've been injected with all these fucking chemicals and shit that changes our response to the natural world. Maybe after getting all of yeah, maybe after
Hmm.
putting this vaccine will make you immune to this. It will cause your immune system to respond to this. But also it causes your immune system to over respond. And now kids die from eating not from eating peanut butter,
Just
from
being in the
having a
same room
peanut
as a
shell
peanut butter
flipped at,
sandwich.
right? Maybe a lot of this is actually things we've done to ourselves,
Oh, I'm
and
sure. I'm sure a lot
and
of it is.
they don't want to give us that information even if they had it. Like, here's the thing: is all of our no smoking rules are based on the most fraudulent study in the history of the world. All right,
Oh,
we
the
have a
secondhand
smoke.
smoke? The secondhand
Yeah,
smoke thing? Yeah.
yeah, like smoke free Ontario, because if you smoke in a bar, the person next to you will die of cancer. It's all proven false. And Forbes magazine every year, once a year, posts the article that says that 1990s EPA study still has not been replicated because it's bullshit.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the only study found so fraudulent that people involved with its authorship were sentenced to prison.
I did
And
not know
yet
that.
we believe secondhand smoke causes all these health problems.
Hmm. That is wild. I did not know that.
Yeah,
That is weird, wild, wacky stuff.
it's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. And I'm starting to wonder if it's the chemicals and the you know,
I'm sure that I mean, far be it from me to like, support the Luddites, but uh advances in technology, advances in science and biology and medicine, I'm sure have come with unintended consequences that have probably made us in no small way less healthy. Absolutely. There's no doubt of that. But that's, you could say that throughout all of human history as things progressed, as technology developed, certain aspects of life that were actually idyllic, you could argue, became um, complicated and probably inhuman, right? Like made us less human, so to speak. So
The
the
science.
chemicals in tobacco are turning the freaking frogs gay. That's right. And in the
That's
water.
that is a true story. Well, look. Let's look at like the history of medicine and how we should trust doctors in medicine and you know the science, right? So like clearly, what's that? You're under the weather. You have some. You maybe you're hearing voices. You got ghosts in your blood. You should do cocaine about it.
Goes.
Right, like that's the science.
Here, take this cocaine.
Medical professionals have diagnosed ghosts in your blood.
Well, yeah, I mean,
You need cocaine. Okay.
oh,
What?
new
Oh,
mom, huh?
you,
First baby. That's great. Congratulations. You have morning sickness, huh? Here, take this.
yeah,
9 months later,
yeah.
hey, you've given birth to a baby fucking seal. It's got flippers instead of
Flipper
arms and
baby.
legs. Oh, imagine that.
Breathing trouble and your urine burns. We haven't invented Vicks Vapor Rub. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spread mercury on your chest. This is the science, medical professionals. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. You have to trust the science.
The science said that your four humors, was it four? The
Yeah,
four humors are what drove all health, right?
yeah,
Your
and
humors are out of alignment.
they're out of balance.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and like after this push for these vaccines, for the masks, and like because I already knew
Yeah.
masks were bullshit, because I knew what mRNA was before they pushed out these vaccines. I had questions, and instead of answering the questions, they told me I wanted to murder grandmothers, I shouldn't have a job, and I should be thrown in prison. So yeah, I'm far more skeptical about the whole thing than I was. And looking back over the history of medicine, I'm starting to think, yeah, maybe these are just butchers who want to put hormones in children and chop off their genitals. Yeah, no. There's not a lot of reason to trust medicine, doctors, and even the science. Okay.
I'm just fucking howling at these comments here. After Uncle Jeezy's frogs gay.
5 reasons why gay frogs are a good thing.
Fight.
Wait, how I fit 12 gay frogs in my anus. I suddenly trust those scientists. I got the ghost blood. Oh, because he wants the cocaine. There you go. It's probably a real story. Uh,
Yeah.
Jeezy needs a prescription for 3 grams of cocaine. I hey, fucking 8 balls. I kind of want to Google to find it, but I fear what I have to wade through to find it.
Yeah.
To not get silicosis in my lungs from grinding glass. Yeah, okay.
Well, those
Back
make
over
sense
that.
though. That
Yeah,
kind of air filtration makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. For particulate matter that amounts to, microscopic razor blades. Yes, you want to
Yeah.
keep that out of your fucking lungs.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say something. I totally forgot. Fuck. Oh well. It'll come to
I,
me.
I went off on a bit of a tear there.
No. But
Uh,
it's good because you told me some interesting information. Um.
right. Why do we continue to trust medicine at all at this point? Like, because you know why? Because every couple of decades they come out and go, well, we know now, right? Those old barbarous practices are, foolish and medieval, basically. But this is what we know now.
Right. Well, science is a self-correcting system, they say, right? But it's like anything other human system. It's prone to the frailties of human weakness and malfeasance, and we're even the most noble of doctors and biologists are going to get things wrong or fudge numbers in order to gain notoriety and fame. So you can only trust it so far.
Well, and CMAC had said something earlier, and it fits into what we're talking about now. That EPA study about cigarettes and health and all this. she had said something about I'd smoked 4 cigarettes in the time that she was watching, and that's her daily allotment. Well, guess what? You know what they can't tell you because they've spent so many decades demonizing cigarettes? 2 to 4 cigarettes a day is the correct number of cigarettes. Right? It's actually good for you to smoke occasionally.
Well, it's a
And
stimulant, right? Nothing wrong with a stimulant.
it's not
No.
even that. It's, like, the way they say drink wine, once or twice a week for the antioxidants.
Oh, now they're just saying don't.
Yeah,
Like
because
I recently got a line of credit. They gave me a free line of credit. Well, not a free line of credit. They say, hey, you're pre-approved for a line of credit. You want it? I'm like, sure. Do you want insurance in case something happens to you? It's paid off. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. So because I answered a couple of questions on the questionnaire, I had to have a medical underwriter interview me or a medical questionnaire over the phone. They asked you, how often do you drink now? Because whereas before it was like glass of wine a day or a alcoholic beverage a day is actually good for your heart. It's actually good for you, blah, blah.
so
Now they're switching it back and saying, no, booze bad. All booze
why?
bad, don't drink. And
So
I
they
told
can
them, no,
charge you. So they can charge you.
I
That's
probably imbibe alcohol once or twice a year. I literally once or twice a
I
year.
know. I stream with you, I know.
Yeah,
No, like, it's so they can charge you. It's so they can put a bigger tax
yeah,
on the
yeah. So
product. It's
that's
so
right. So the premiums
they
are higher. Yeah.
yeah, and then they can force you to eat the bugs and live in a pod and also be miserable. You can't even drink yourself oblivious anymore because you can't afford it.
I can buy Lysol.
It's
That's
yeah, rubbing alcohol, there's no tax on that, right?
right. Yeah, and I know a place where I can get 98% living alcohol.
It we are anti-fragile, all right? We need to stress our muscles and our bones to make them stronger. We need to experience psychological stress to become better able to cope with greater psychological stresses. Our immune system needs fucking practice to become better at fighting off infections of all kinds. Why would our filters not be the same way? Our livers, our lungs, our kidneys are filtration systems that need practice filtering. So, putting a little poison in you is actually fine if it's the kind of poison that we already are able to filter, right? And you just give your body practice filtering out. We take poison for fun. That's how good our filtration systems are. Of course, they would need to practice that process the same way your muscles need to practice moving and your psyche needs to practice coping. Everything about us, even externalized things, requires practice, right? I I used to play guitar. If I pick up the guitar, I can't do half the things I used to do because I haven't been practicing enough. But skills are an externalized version of that exact same thing that is core to everything, every part of us. It has to be practiced.
I have a guitar. You want it?
Probably not. My guitar is way better, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. I think my guitar was exposed to too much heat and it's probably all fucking warped now and doesn't even sound right. But but I bought a guitar a few years back. I was like, I want to learn to play guitar. And then I realized that I can't play music. I can sing, but coordinating my hands to make music, I just don't have that dexterity in me.
You know what?
Or I don't have the stick to itiveness to
There it
do
is.
it. That's what it comes down to. Um
It just takes
Hawks,
practice.
you want my guitar, you can have it. It's an acoustic guitar. There's nothing special. I can sing, yeah, but I'm not going to sing. I need a musical accompaniment. So get your guitar out,
I'm
Irving.
not
Will
gonna do it.
be the musical portion of our stream. Play "Smoke on the Water" and I'll sing it.
I can actually do that, but
Yeah,
I'm not going to.
was it EAB, EABA, EAB, EAB? Did 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 did.
That's singing. That counts.
Yeah, I guess it
Time
does.
for a band.
Sing or you're gay.
Yo, you know what's amazing? Pox plays bass, and now his daughter plays drums.
Yeah,
So with you as the front man and me on rhythm guitar, we have a band.
that's true. I'm too old. I'm too old to be a front man. I'm too old to be a front man.
Never too old. Hey, you're not too old to start going to the gym.
That's true.
Now
You're
you
never
can be a
you're
rock
never
star.
too old to improve yourself. I would love to. I've never done karaoke at a karaoke bar. I would love to go to a karaoke bar because I really do enjoy singing.
C-Mac for the win.
The Canada Man Garage Band. Yeah, there you go.
We cover Brian Adams and that guy who just died.
Burton Cummings,
No, no. Fuck, I can't remember his name now. From Aurelia? It
Gordon
was a big
Lightfoot.
deal. Yes, Gordon Lightfoot.
He's
Yeah.
fucking great. I love Gordon Lightfoot.
I have a cowbell. Then you're in.
I need
Acoustic
an
like
acoustic electric bass. Slapping the bass.
That's supposed
Yeah,
to be
I'd love to be able to. I can play drums. I think, and as a matter of fact, I've sat down at drums and fucked around with them and was able to do something halfway decent without like any lessons or anything. I just like, and I was able to like do something. But I could probably learn to play drums pretty easily. But yeah, I'd rather sing.
by cowbell soon to bust in on Lily when she's practicing her drums. It just- the only band with a sound as smooth and sweet as the syrup that fuels them. My man.
That's the Canada Man Garage Band. They come out fucking in Canada Man's costume, calling everybody hosers. And we open with Take Off by Bob and Doug McKenzie and Geddy Lee.
Now we have to do this. We can't not do it now.
Fuck. We'll practice in Kentucky. We'll go down to Kentucky and practice with Pox and his daughter.
Possibly, yeah. Okay, now we're pushing midnight. I do have to work tomorrow, so
Oh, do you? Okay. And
yeah,
you're working 9 to 5 too. Ew. All right, brother.
yeah.
Any
So
other topics you wanted to touch on real quick?
no, I think we did with just 3 banners. We did a healthily long stream here. We
It's
we
true.
covered
It's
a lot.
true. We did
And
almost an hour of fucking fitness shit, which is fine because I love talking about it.
yeah,
But yeah, no, it's a good stream, buddy. Thanks
yeah,
for having me as a part of it.
of course, of course.
Folks, there's a couple of people in the chat that I don't see on a regular basis over on my channel when I do the ammunition live stream, which is opposite Saturdays to Irving's. So when Irving's doing his this Saturday, typically I would do mine, the ammunition live stream, next Saturday. I will be out of town next Saturday, and my wife and I will be out for our anniversary dinner. So I won't be doing one next Saturday. But the next live stream we do will be on my channel. The ammunition live stream, I think we're looking at 34 this time, right? Anyway, if you're not yet subscribed to Mr. Irving Twin, please do so. His channel is great, although it's a little sparse on content of late. He needs to be uploading more videos, but that's fine. That's his cross to bear. My channel, I think you've linked it in the description if I'm not mistaken.
I have, yes, it is in there.
So you can go over to my channel, subscribe, like, share, all that kind of thing. And I appreciate you all, and I appreciate you, Mr. Twin, for having me out here tonight.
Oh, and I appreciate we all appreciate you, Craig. Bragg's going to be away. We can have some fun.
What, you don't have fun when I'm around? Well, thanks a lot, C-Mac. Thanks a lot. Well, you're the one with the fuckable haircut, Irving. Now I'm all jealous and shit.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. Totally worth it.
I'm married. I got to stop this. Anyway. Yeah, you guys can have all the fun you want. You can be as anti-Semitic as you like.
And on that note, we're going to say goodnight. Thanks, everyone, for coming, sticking it out with us. Really appreciate it. And we will see you not next week, but the week after. unless I decide to get drunk and run a video game on a casual AF stream, which I
Right.
never do. So don't get your hopes up. And so 2 weeks. We'll see you. Good night, everyone. Hail Sigmar. I'm hitting the buttons. Have a good one.